Hello, everyone, and welcome to our Scrapbook Live for July. I am so happy to be here. We've managed to get things up and rolling, which is always a good thing. And I am so excited to show you some of the cool things that I have in my kit today. Now, I'm going to tell you, we recently had a load mini challenge within our Scrap Happy membership, and it was called Load 722 Mini, the doll with it all. And it was all inspired by the Barbie doll. I went so deep into the stories behind Barbie dolls, and it was just awesome. It was so awesome. I loved learning about the inspiration for the doll, why the doll was even made in the first place, that how the design of the body was actually inspired. And when I found out that the design was from this collector doll, and it was kind of from this naughty comic strip, I was just dying with laughter. There were so many interesting stories behind the Barbie doll. And whether you are a Barbie doll fan or not, I just think that was so much fun. So if you're a Scrap Happy member, you missed our load because you had other summery things, or I guess if you're down in Australia or wherever wintry things going on, you had other stuff going on anyways, and you missed our mini load. It is 7 days of so much fun, little backstories about different elements of the Barbie universe. And then we even dug into the controversies around Barbie, because there are many. I did not even pretend that I hit them all, but I hit a lot. And so it was a lot of fun to dig into. We had some fantastic pages from our featured designers, but now, the reason I'm telling you all about this is that I did not get all of my pages done and scrapbooked. I actually was just coming off of being sick again. I had some major intestinal issues. And so I'm so happy to be feeling better. Beth says your Barbie videos were awesome. I learned so many things I had no idea. Sandra wants to know, these are not those frame glasses, or what are they called? Are they called frame? I don't know. Those glasses, I've seen those on Instagram videos. She's like, are those the glasses you can buy different fronts for them? I know, they look super fun. I'm like, those look like they'd be great. No, these ones I got from my optometrist. They're actually Tiffany brand. I'm like, well, that'll be the only thing from Tiffany I can afford. But yeah, so it was just so much fun learning about the history of Barbie, but I didn't get my scrapbook pages done. I made one because I was featured designer for the Day About Controversy. So I'll show you that first. So I'll show you what I did. And for me, this just cracked me up. I've told this story so many times. And anytime you have a story that you've told, but you maybe haven't scrapbooked it, then I think it's just right for the picking for making into a scrapbook page. So I highly encourage you, if you hear yourself telling one of those stories and you're like, gosh, I've said this before, have I scrapbooked it? Ask yourself that question. Have I scrapbooked it? Because it's so good. So this is the page that I made, and it's called Not a Pretty Dress. And this was in the eye of the beholder, of course, as with anything. So that is me as a little grade 2 girl, 7 years old or whatever I am there. Bonus if you can find me in the group pic. But I hated this dress, and I don't have any good pictures of it, because how many of you have perfect pictures of outfits from your childhood? I don't. I have some, but I didn't have one of this dress, but I really remembered hating it. And my mom made me wear it on picture day, which made it a million times worse. How can you put me in that ugly dress for picture day? And so I tell the story in here about how I hated the dress. And the reason that I hated it, now here's the funny thing. It wasn't because it was burgundy, although, that's not super fun color because it wasn't pink or something, but it's because it wasn't a twirly dress. So I actually had to look up the names of styles of dresses because I don't know that stuff. But I found out that it was called a yoke style dress. And they kind of have a little section and then they go straight down from there, and they don't, like, they kind of puff out when you twirl, but they don't frill out when you twirl, right? You know, the twirly dresses. Well, I hated the dress because it was not a twirly dress. And I'm so happy to finally tell that. And I tell you, this paper, this little kid paper that's in the background was the perfect touch. And it's been in my stash since 2006. So it's been here for a while. But that being said, I'm going to use a prompt from today when I do my scrapbooking. So that is why I wanted to kind of talk to you about that. If you're not a Scrap Happy member, Scrap Happy members that join us have access to all of our previous loads. So at any time, you can just be like, I'm going hardcore, I'm going to do all the prompts, and you can do them on your own time. And of course, our next load will come up in October with our theme being released in during our happy hour in August. That's when we release the theme for the October one. And that one's just for members. In fact, we do a by the members for the members kind of load. Shannon says, I thought for sure when I was an adult, I would wear a twirly skirt and noisy shoes, high heels every day. I love it. I love it. So fun. Oh my gosh. Okay, so can I show you what's in my kit for today? We'll see what I have, and then we'll be doing a draw for one of these kits from the scrap room a little bit later once I've done a little bit of scrapbooking and we played with some of it. So I'm going to switch cameras. We got that sorted out now and should be good to go. Yes, the color is a little off, but we're gonna have to work with that today because I'm just happy it's working. So first off, when you get a kit from the scrap room, you have instructions, not really instructions, it's more like notes about what's in your kit. It kind of tells you everything. If you're here, Kim, you're going to be in the drawing, so you don't have to sign up anywhere. You're here, I take the list of participants and we put them into the, or no, I don't actually do the list of participants. Oh, we just do a random number and then I count down on the list of participants. That's what we do. Okay, to make it pretty easy. Right now there's 28 here. One of them is me. So at this point, you got like a 1 in 27 chance. Okay, so one thing that comes with your kit, they call these flavors of the month kit. And one thing that comes in the kit is a flavor of coffee. And this one is vanilla nut cream, this little coffee sample from the scrap room. You can find their kits at scrap-room.com. And vanilla nut cream sounds kind of decadent to me, so I'm kind of excited. You'll see there's a little bit of highlighting on my sheet here. I get my kits a little bit early so I can show them to you while they're generally still available. And they don't, like, you can subscribe and get their kits every month, or you can just order one. So I really like that they have a really flexible way of handling things. And so they've got a few things in here for notes of changes and exchanges with the kit. I also order the add-on embellishment kit because then I have a few more fun things to play with, and I love that. So this is my add-on embellishment kit. We'll just set that one aside for now. So in the flavors of the month kit, there are 4 mini kits. Member sheets look different. You also get a free cut file. Yes, there is a free cut file. And you'll get like a freaky fast 5 challenge. Sometimes I get like a few little notes on here. It's like, we didn't have this ready, or this hasn't arrived. So yeah, but I have in here all of the information about what's actually in the kit. So that should help. Okay, so first up we have the Doodlebug, and this is where they have a few little exchanges in my kit, but the actual kits ship out with the correct things. Shipping delays, it's like, is that ever going away? We hope one day that the shipping delays will not be an issue anymore. But so I've got a little pack and it has several little die cut pieces in here. You can see lots of little fun pieces to put together. There's also some little puffy hearts in here. Oh, so cute. Little puffy hearts. And so these are all just parts of a die cut pack. you know how die cut packs, you use like your 5 little pieces and then you're looking at it afterwards and you're saying, wow, I've got a lot of that left over. I like that I don't have so much guilt over not using all of the pieces, because having a little sampling gives me enough to play with, but I don't have to necessarily have it all. Okay, so now we've got some paper. This one here is a collection called My Happy Place. So that's what this one is called, from Doodlebug. I like this framing of the page. I think that's pretty cute. Let me see if I can do this. And we've got a really little tiny floral on the back. This next one has a really big bold floral with white background. I like how they mixed it up. So you've got some with dark backgrounds and some with light backgrounds. Very, very bright colors in Doodlebug as usual. Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen a rainbow paper and not gone like, ooh, that's pretty. I can't help myself. It's just something I love. Like, I am drawn to this already. Shannon is off. Have a great day. Yeah, and then we have here a quatrefoil. Do you remember when these came out a few years ago and it was like the shape was everywhere? And then that was when I first learned the word quatrefoil. I'm like, oh, there's a name for that. Okay, that's good. And then we've got some cute little bicycles. That, oh my gosh, I'll have to show you my pictures later. This could come into play. We'll see. And then I've got 2 sheets of cardstock to go with. And my note says, yeah, some of the exact puffy hearts weren't available. So they've done some substitutions for my kit. Your kit gets all the real stuff, but, being able to get it ahead of time makes it so that we get to do this. So we make it work. Okay. So that's some Doodlebug. Very fun. And in my add-on embellishment kit, let's see what I have here. Oh, I've got extra papers in here. Oh my gosh, what do I have? I have lots of things. Oh, I've got the full on 12 by 12 sheet. Oh. So this is the My Happy Place 12 by 12 stickers set. So I get all of the stickers off of this 12 by 12 sheet. So that is extra helpful for doing a page. And I see here, I've got an extra pack in here and I've got extra pattern papers. This is fun. Okay, so I'm curious. I'm not sure what that is about, but I have extra pattern papers. I've got 2 extra pattern papers. Maybe I just needed to read this. Oh, she enclosed the July pattern paper add-on kit for you as a thank you for using the ScrapRoom kit. I appreciate you. Thank you so much, Rochelle. So I got the extra pattern paper kit too, and that looks like fun. Teresa says it looks like, see, Teresa's on the ball. She knows all of this stuff. This is good. She's paying attention. But look at this. So this has got the cute little house plants with little cactuses and flowers. It's really nice. If this camera would cooperate, this is why I try not to use this one, because it doesn't like to cooperate. And then we got like a nice leaf pattern. Beautiful Doodlebug plaid, because they do plaids very well. And ooh, a lovely yellow polka dot. It has little tiny white polka dots all over it. So yeah, oh, extra papers, fantastic stuff. Those little puffy green hearts that I showed you, those are the substituted item, I think, from reading this package. Okay. Next up, I feel like I've got like all the presents now today. Okay, so here, this pack is a Jen Hadfield collection. It is called Live and Let Grow. And you'll see that I have my 3 sheets of pattern paper, 2 sheets of cardstock. This cardstock is vanilla from Basil. It's vanilla cardstock. So it's kind of like not quite white, right? Not quite white. I know the colors on the screens are a little bit off. This camera is less fun like that. But yeah, check out this floral. This is so pretty. I have to tell you, Jen Hadfield papers, I find them very usable. I think that it was one of the designers that I didn't know before I started going to Creativation. And once I saw her collections, I was like, huh, these are just really easy to scrapbook with. I'm going to tell you, like, that I tend to love this. I don't love this design though. As I'm telling you about how much I love it. This floral is not working for me, but generally I love her stuff. Yeah, it's really fun. And I find that a lot of her collections end up being used. I'm definitely drawn to this one. Let's see what's in that add-on pattern paper pack. So there is this one from the Live and Let Grow. It's like a busy floral, but I can definitely see myself using that. And this one kind of looks like a weird ledger paper. We've got another floral pattern, and then check or plaid. Is this plaid? Check. Yeah. Anyways, these are the papers to go with the Jen Hadfield collection. And along with that, I've got this sheet of stickers. It looks like it's from maybe like a package of multiple packs of sticker or pages of stickers. So I've got this whole page that has these little ones that say things like happy day, celebrate, thank you, thinking of you, friends forever, live in the moment. So they make nice little embellishments beside your photos or something, but those would also be really good card greetings. And then in here, I've got a mixture of die cuts. There are some little puppy hearts. And these die cuts, like some of them have foil and stuff on it. Because look at that shiny butterfly. So nice. They're kind of like a thicker one too, like a little thicker paper, which I'm always a fan of. So that is the Jen Hadfield Live and Let Grow collection. Oh man, I'm like, oh, I put it here so I could use it easily. Oh, did I pull out the add-on embellishments? No, I did not. Add-on embellishments. This is like, it looks like there was 2 sheets of this in a packet, but I got like this one whole page of these foam-backed puffy foam-backed stickers, like kind of like cardstock stickers, but I really like those. Today is my favorite memory. Let's get creative. You're doing great. Let's explore it. This is where I want to be. Let's celebrate you. Oh, your stuff is so nice. And if anybody loves to see like home decoration and renovation kind of stuff on Instagram, definitely go and follow Jen Hadfield. Her Instagram is called Tater Tots and Jello. She's had her blog for a million years, but she goes by the name Tater Tots and Jello. And her design style is so beautiful, like so beautiful. Ooh, Maggie Holmes. I haven't seen some Maggie Holmes stuff for a while. I'm kind of excited. So predictions, amazing florals, some birds of some kind. We've got swans in here. I'm already seeing. Okay, I can't wait. We're going to dig into the embellishments. Let's have a look. So I've got a swan. There's some foil pieces, some other little pieces. Oh, I saw a taxi cab and a pretzel. So is this like a New York theme set? What is this one called? It's called Wanderlust. And they actually have a French name on it and a Spanish name, I believe, on this collection. So that's kind of interesting. It says envie de voyager and ansia de viajar. And if I pronounce that terrible, well, you get what you get. But lots of little pieces, definitely a travel related one. Oh, I see a little bicycle in this one too. There's some foil pieces on some, and then there's actually a couple pieces that are on vellum. So this cute little map is actually a vellum map. So that's kind of neat. Nice little bits. And then I've got this sticker sheet here. Oh, I think that sticker sheet came out of my bonus kit. So I think this one came out of the bonus kit, and this is a full sheet of the stickers. You can see all the branding strip. Did I pronounce the French? Well, I am from Canada and I did take a bunch of French. And right now I've been taking Spanish on Duolingo. I'm like on an 800 and some day streak. So you'd think I'd be better at it, but I actually spent the first little bit doing a little bit of French review, and then I went to Welsh for a while. But I've been doing Spanish. I have a friend that speaks Spanish. She has all these friends that speak Spanish, and when they get together, I'm that person that can't speak Spanish. So I'm like, gotta step up, Alice. Gotta step up. So this collection is called, oh, I think it's called Round Trip. This paper was called Wanderlust. Oh, I see. It's called Round Trip. Sorry, guys, misinforming you. We got a beautiful floral. I have to say, this floral is really nice. And we've got a buffalo plaid. Is that what you call that one? We've got some stripe over here. Very pretty. It's way less bold than Doodlebug. Like if you like the idea of Doodlebug, but you're like, oh my gosh, that is way too much color, then this might be a little bit more like something to check out, because that is beautiful. We've got this actually makes my eyes go a little dizzy, this pattern on this, something about the way the lines all intersect. But this looks really pretty. It's just like a distressed kind of blue sheet, and then some beautiful little flowers. In my add-on kit, we also have 2 more sheets, and this one has cute little stars, and this one has some words. We've got a lot of little travel logos, and oh, this like totally played with my brain. Some of these stars are pink and some of them are white, and you almost can't tell. So that was a little misleading. A couple of sheets of cardstock. These are the Big Swirl from Basil. It is more of a flat tone rather than the textured Basil. Okay, so it's super fun. I was especially fond of this floral. That was beautiful. And I do love that diagonal stripe too. Okay, so one final kit to take a peek at, and then I'll show you what I have for pictures, and we'll go from there. And so funny saying that I took French, because I did, but I still feel like I could not have a good conversation in French, even after several years. Okay, so in my kit, on this one, this is America the Beautiful from the Simple Stories, and this collection I got the full 12 by 12 sticker sheet, so that is really fun. And you know, I might be living in Canada, but I have somewhere that I like to travel, and it is in the United States, so that is a common destination for me. So even kits that are very red, white, and blue thematic seem to make their way into my scrapbooks. America the Beautiful. This one is the Star Spangled paper, so lots of cute little stars. And okay, so I'm going to confess, these stars are like not my favorite stars. I like stars that are more pointy. Like, so when they're like really even like this, I like the ones that kind of have the straight across the top up into a point better. I don't know if that makes any sense to anybody, but you know, if you're a star connoisseur too, I want the other kind of stars. Just to be fussy. But yeah, Land That I Love, very pretty. And we've got some ooh, I was gonna call those banners. They're not. They're somebody help me out. You can make them really cute. I know how to do that. Some cute paper. Maybe it's called, maybe it has a helpful hint on it. Banners. I don't know. Ooh, I like these too. The little flags. Those are cute. And some bread. And then I've got 2 sheets of navy cardstock. It's actually called Moody Blue. Okay, so super fun. full 12 by 12 sticker sheet. In my add-on embellishment kit, I got this pack here, which is a Simple Stories Simple Page Pieces kit. So these page pieces kit for the 4th, this one's called 4th of July. It has all the pieces in it to help you put together these pages. So it gives you like kind of like a little title and lots of little embellishments. It gives you instructions and it's just like, bang, it's done. Rosettes. Thank you, Andy. Like I felt like so funny. I'm like, I made them. We actually demoed them not that long ago. Oh, and add on papers. Man, having all this extra stuff. Ooh, I like this yellow. It's very mustardy. And then we've got some red check, a paisley, interesting. And then the cut apart sheets. Nice. Well, that's a really fun kit. And now let me show you what I have for pictures, which is why I laughed at bicycles, because I think that's a thing. I have pictures that I dug out. I was chatting with my bookkeeper yesterday, and somehow the topic of unicycles came up. And this is not me, because this is my brother. So he got a unicycle the one year, I think for his birthday. And oh my goodness, he was so good on this unicycle. I was hopeless, like completely hopeless. I tried it a gazillion times and I so could not get it. But my brother Doug, he could go up and down our driveway, and I'm like talking rural driveway with rocks and like a hill. And he'd go up and down there. He could go all over the place. In fact, he used his unicycle so much that he wore it out. So and then my mom actually bought him a bigger version because he'd grown so much too. So I have these two pictures that I came across as I was looking through some old albums, and I thought, well, that's perfect. I want to talk about my ineptitude and his like massive ability when it came to using a unicycle. I just thought it was such a funny piece, and it ties into the day one prompt from our mini load that we just did. So the day one was all about the doll. So we talked about the background of the doll. And for our story, it said to scrapbook about a favorite toy from your childhood. Do you know the origin story of this toy? Who gave it to you? Why was it special? Do you still have it? If you don't have a photo of the toy, you might be able to find a photo online, or just share a photo of yourself at the age when you had it. And for technique, use pink glitter or sparkle in your layout today. Hate glitter and sparkle, be creative and add some shine in a creative way. So I had two kits that had a little bit of bicycle stuff going on. And so I wanted to kind of revisit both of those options. Now, this was early 90s when this happened. So if you actually look at the pants my brother is wearing, they have hot pink and green and blue with leopard print on top of it. Like they're pretty atrocious. Like welcome to like late 80s, early 90s. So they're pretty wild. So I think that actually lets me really dive into these really colorful, one of these really colorful collections quite well. And I know I saw a bicycle embellishment in one, and the other one had some paper. So I'm just gonna look. Like I think with these colors being a little more muted, these pictures are somewhat dark, right? They're very backlit. But you know how it is when they're old, you work with what you got. So none of the papers were really specifically about bicycles. And this one had that one paper that did have bicycles. And obviously a unicycle is not a bicycle, but the colors are really tying into his pants and the yellow from there. I like this too. This is a tough one, actually. I don't know if I've had such a tough time picking a pack for a while, but I think we're gonna go with the Doodlebug to go with this. I'm thinking we'll pull it out. We'll see how it goes. So yes, unicycle photos. Now I have a question. Have you ever tried to ride a unicycle? Were you more successful than me? If you did you have talent? Teresa says, no way. Like, it was so hard. So hard. I could not get it at all. At all. Like, so hard. So, a little bit of this plaid might be good on here. It's this side. I don't think I'll go really for the floral. This rainbow paper. Gotta use a little bit of this bicycle, maybe, right? With this green and the plaid, that might be a great combo to go with this. I do like the brightness of the pinks, because I don't think that the Maggie paper has that same kind of brightness in the pinks and stuff. But it does have this great star paper. No, I think we're going to go with the Doodlebug. Okay, I've second guessed it enough. That's enough. Roz says, I tried once and failed desperately. Oh, like you seriously have to try way more than once. You have to like try and try and try, and then you can still fail like me. So there's that. But and then Ali said that would be challenging. Yes. Unicycle is challenging. And Fancy Scrapper, you have to remind me of your name. I'm terrible because I have like 12 seconds of memory, I swear. I'm a roller skater, not a unicycler. Oh, I did have a little stint with roller skates as a youth. But I had nowhere to practice. It was terrible. We lived in the country, so I had no pavement. I had nothing. It was like, it really doesn't work good on a deck made of plank boards like this. Like, it's not a good thing. Okay, so I gotta do a little bit of this bike. I think that's, I do love this too. Okay, so I think what I'll do is I'm gonna cut the center out of this. I'm gonna use the bike as a background. Like, it's not a very, like, it's very kind of opposite to what I would normally do as a background, but I think it's gonna work. So, because we have lots of solids to go with this. So we're just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna do things. That was a terrible cut. I don't know if I didn't have it lined up right or what. So we'll try again. On the deck, you're brave, Alice. Seriously? Well, we started, of course, with those Fisher Price roller skates. I think every kid must have had those in the back in the days, those Fisher Price ones, right? And then then I managed to upsize, and I found some at a thrift store, and they were brown and very boring looking because they were brown. And so that's not what you wanted in roller skates. But I got them and I played with them as much as I could in our basement, right? Because kids are desperate, they'll do anything. But I never really became proficient. And then I had these best friends that they lived in town, and then they got roller skates for Christmas because they, of course, had played with mine. And they got these ones that were white and so shiny, and they had beautiful red wheels on them. Like, they were just gorgeous, and they fit them better because mine were a little on the smallish side. And because they had each other to practice with too, like, they would go out and they would practice all the time, plus living in town, the big pom-poms on white skates, right? So they would practice all the time, and man, they got so good. And I will tell you, I was a little jealous. I was a little jealous. Okay, so this is going to be my frame with the little bikes on it. And then I think that's cute because you actually just see some of the single wheels, and that's like a unicycle, right? Stacy, we had great pavement when our son was a baby. Oh, pavement. And I used to be the crazy lady in the neighborhood that would rollerblade with a running stroller and 2 giant labs on leashes. There's no way I would do that now. You gotta trust those dogs, man. You gotta have great faith in your ability to go. Okay, so this is gonna look so good. Okay. So I'm just gonna cut that off. Oh yeah, the other side of this one is just that plant paper, and this is definitely not a plant page. So I don't really feel like I'm losing much here. So that's good. You know how double-sided paper is? You know, you cut something and you're like, oh, you know, you're giving up something great on the other side. Oh yeah, the plaid is good. The plaid is good. We will definitely get some of that plaid on here. See? Oh, good catch, Alice. I think I need to cut this down just a little bit more. But yeah, this will pull out some of these bright colors. I like the idea of having those little bike wheels in the background. This is working good. Off to a great start. Yeah. Stacy says I was in my 30s, therefore I was invincible, apparently. Yeah. Hey, I am no longer in my 30s. I am scared of things now. That is a real thing that really happens. You go from, yeah, that sounds like a great idea. Everything seemed like a great idea. To, well, I don't know about that. Let me think about this. I don't know about that. So, okay, this looks good. And then let's see. I got a great word. It says together, so that's not the right word, but it's a great one. Sweet memories. That may make it on here. Just kind of checking out the little bits. We got some fun little hearts. We don't need a car on this one. You're so cool. Oh my gosh, that's got to go. And my happy place. There's a little flower. We'll see. These would be flower things. I don't think that's going to fit with this. Flowers and a shovel, you know, for when you got to bury the bot. No, I mean for gardening. Sandra says, oh my God, I'm loving the layout already. You just have to have good papers, right? Like that's all this is good papers. Oh, there's a cute little bird. Gardening gloves. Let's see, a puppy. Just kind of going through all the little row of hearts. Might need that. What does this one say? It says, I would be lost without you. I don't think that's going to fit on here. We'll put the tree. Oh, there's a cute little cloud. And we got a house with a heart. More little hearts and flowers. Okay. So now I can see all the pieces. We'll set those here. These are the ones I'm considering. Little puffy hearts. And I think I'm going to take these pictures and mat them with that paper that I cut out of there. Or yellow. Or yellow. Or at least one of them. I thought about trimming these down, but sometimes when you look at old pictures, you don't just look at old pictures, right? You look at the person and then you see their clothes and you see the unicycle, but then you're like, oh, look at the old barbecue. Oh, that's when we had that fence around the deck for years. Us kids, like we had this deck and it was like high off the ground on one end, like probably set 6 to 8 feet, somewhere in there, right? There used to never be a fence around it, and we used to ride around like maniacs on these little tricycles. And I think back to that now, and I'm like, yeah, it wasn't dangerous at all. I'm sure we were very, very safe. But the thing was, you had to be safe because otherwise you were going off the end of that deck. Ooh, I could use the cloud as a thought bubble. Be like thinking that this This is working better for you than it did for me, Doug. Okay. So we'll just mat this one up. I might not even do both. I think let's test that out. Now, really, this one feels like the signature photo, but I really think that one, no, actually, that might be okay too. This one has a lot more space. Maybe I will trim this one, leave this one big, and then I'll do something that overlaps part of this picture. There. Whoops, I don't know what that was. Oh, Stacy says, especially after 5 wrist surgeries, there's no way I'd rollerblade ever again. I think you gotta sit by your pretty pool and chill. I think that's a new story that you have written for you. Is the pool and chill time. Okay, so we're gonna take an inch off of here, and I'll take a little bit off the top and a little bit off the bottom. I just cut that one down a little, which gives me a little bit of space back onto this. Do I want to mat that one? I kind of do. I wanted to bring some of this in here, but ooh, a circle would be good, right? Like the whole unicycle, making something that's a circle might be kind of cool. Okay, it's supposed to be right here. We'll see if that's gonna be a great idea today. Like, oh yeah, yeah. We're good. We're good. We're good. So we're gonna make a giant wheel, not too giant, because actually I don't need a giant one, out of this side. And actually, I wonder if I can do the other side too. What do you do when you have to cut 2 circles out of something? You cut the little one first and then the big one, right? There's like a method. Marcia says, oh yeah, Stacey says that floating in the pool is definitely approved. And Marcia says that remind me of the front porch we had when I was little. It didn't have a rail in the front. We would try to use an umbrella as a parachute. I pretend we were Mary Poppins. I remember it being a big drop, but I've seen it since, and it was really only about 12 inches. That's extra funny. Like, my parents' deck is actually a little bit lower than it used to be, because now they have steps that come out the front door, so the deck is a little bit lower. And like, I've seen my nephew like just jump like a maniac off the end of the deck, where you wouldn't want to have fallen with your tricycle, but like, I still as an adult would not jump off of there. But then again, we talked about how I'm over 40, so now I'm scared of things. So, all in perspective. Yes, these are the original Creative Memories circle cutters. I use them all the time. They are fantastic. Now, we'll have to see which one of my actual blades I have available. These are the original blades that I have as well. Now, these have been in my stash, I don't even know. Oh, I originally got the oval cutters, and these are probably my original blades. I did buy replacements, and they're probably also on my desk. Like, if you're here at the beginning, you might have seen like how there's like a stash of everything on this desk. Yeah, it's a real thing. Okay, so the red, I've had these so long. There's 3 blades, and the distance from the little pegs to the blade changes, and so the pegs go into like a little groove, and then you just go zip and then go around. I'm gonna make one using a smaller size and one using the bigger size, and then I can use the bigger size to kind of mat it. It will be yellow, and it will be beautiful, but I need to have like some kind of little mat, I think, around it so that you really see the circle part, because on plaid, it's going to look weird, right? But once we put a mat around, it'll be good. And I may have to go back and do a mat with the darker color. We'll see. We'll see. I don't think there's gonna be enough definition between the other blade. So we'll do the small one out first. And just run this around. Now, I believe that they still make this. And I'm actually going to leave this place where I am and grab my purple tape, because it's now not holding onto this background paper, so I didn't think to tape it down, but we'll do that now. Make it up as you go. And I'm going to take the blue blade and I'm going to go around with the blue blade, and that will give me my yellow piece. Don't move. Don't move, Alice. Don't move. Just make this look like you know what you're doing. It's wiggling a little. It's going to be semi-imperfect. It's going to be semi-imperfect as I like tear it. We'll just hide any imperfect parts underneath the photos, because this is going underneath the photos. So it's going to be totally fine. Okay. And if I like took half a second longer, I probably wouldn't have ripped it. But okay, so now I have a circle and I have another circle to kind of frame it. If I made it black, I guess that would be extra good, right? Because then it would be like more like a wheel, but I think we'll get the idea. It's fine. I don't really want to put like big black thing in the middle of the page, so. Okay, so we'll bring this back and we've got these pictures here and we're going to kind of give them something to sit on. You can see I've got like my slightly damaged circle that's going to go around my other circle, and these are going to go here and here so that we get a little bit of behind it. Good. Okay, so let's stick a couple things together so that I have fewer issues of things falling apart. And just about caught a hair in there. And like, I guess that's like what, saving it for like future DNA testing or something. I don't know. So yes, we'll do that. We'll stick our, so my tendency when I do this and I have like just a hole in the background is sometimes I forget and I stick sticky stuff all over there. I can't tell you how many times that has happened. Oh, we're underway, but we are not done, Sharon. So welcome. I'm glad that you made it. Glad you made it to join us. We haven't even done the draw yet, so you're here in time. It will be coming up. There we go. That's fun. And then we'll add this. Just got to make sure I've got the placement good. Something like that, and this. And then I'm going to have some stuff that comes over top of here for some titles or words or something. There. Okay, so I want the circle there, I think. Maybe a little more of this. No, I want to have it there. Okay. Vicky says hello. So happy I made it today. Well, I'm happy you made it today. Oh, I should have left that there. If I leave this one there, then I know exactly where this one's supposed to go, right? Okay. And then we can tape this one down too. Ali says the new Creative Memories octagonal blades make holding them. I do have those ones. But like I said, we'll see which one opens up and which ones are in the box, because I usually have those ones on my desk and these ones in a cupboard. But what happens is I lose the other ones on my desk, and so then I have to go get these ones out of the cupboard. So You know, if anybody's wondering, does real life live here? Oh boy. Oh boy. I recently went out and bought myself another peeler for my kitchen because my son has a tendency to take the peeler and it disappears in my house. And then I'm like looking around and I'm checking to see if my husband put it in some dumb place when he emptied the dishwasher when he was being helpful. And, you know, he's a great guy, but he does not apparently follow directions as to where everything belongs, even though he finds them in the same place every time. You know, but I could follow my own advice and actually put my blades away where they're supposed to be every time. But, you know, that doesn't happen. So I try not to judge too harshly. Try. Don't always win, but you know, I try. Okay, so I'll stick this guy down. And I want that sticking out there. Yeah, no, I think we're gonna go full on crooked and then full on straight. That's good. And then this one will go straight and I'll be able to do so. Okay, so he loves mangoes. What does he need the peeler for? He loves mangoes. And he'll take a cutting board and a peeler and a knife and disappear somewhere in my house. And he's 21, so he's not like a little kid, you guys. Like, he disappears somewhere in my house. And then the peeler, like, I have other cutting boards, so I don't miss that right away. And there's other knives, so I don't miss that right away. But I miss that peeler. when the peeler is missing, you miss it. So yeah, that has happened several times to me. And yeah, so I just finally went out and I bought 2 more peelers. Actually, I bought one, but it came as a 2-pack. So then I got 2 peelers and I'm like, well, at least it's not going to inconvenience me and I can just not have to yell every time. Like, buy him his own peeler. The funny thing is, Sandra, he has a peeler because he has like stuff that's going to move out with him when he moves out, because he had stuff when he moved, when he went off to university and when he left home later. But yeah, somehow, yeah, that's still a problem. Still a problem. Okay. So I'm just going to do a "You're So Cool" right here with these little hearts. And maybe I'll have a couple other little doodads here. We've got some hearts and florals and stuff. And then I need to do a little bit of journaling. So I'll probably just write it right on the background because I do that most of the time. And yeah, I'll just add some little pieces here, but this is going to go right here. Now, if I can find some pop-up tape, I have a big roll of it somewhere. So, you know, here I am blaming everybody else. I'm losing my peelers, but guess who can't find her own pop-up tape? So, I have a little bit of leftover pop-up tape on this one. Oh, do I have some of those things? Oh, I do. Oh, I think this will work. I think we're good. Like, talk about using the end of the roll. Talk about using the end of the roll. Yeah. It's like those little household dramas. Right? Where's the peeler? It's always mangoes. It's never been anything else. It's always mangoes. So when my husband and I were in Hawaii the last November, we were able to go there. We stayed at a condo that had a mango tree in the yard and it was like totally ready. So there was all of these mangoes falling from the tree. And I'm not even exaggerating when I say that my husband ate 200 mangoes, like 200. Like, it was a lot. And he just had this big bowl of mangoes. Like, he grabbed them off the ground and later on he was finding ways to get them, but he grabbed them off the ground. And it was super funny because he would send Ryan pictures all the time of these mangoes that we got to eat that he didn't. And I'm like, that's just mean, but send him another one. But yeah, so it was fun. It was fun. Sweet memories. This feels like I don't think, oh, maybe here. Wanted to do like a little cluster there, and we'll have a little cluster of things over here. Do something like this, and it'll be pretty good. Okay, so let's have a look. What album will this layout live in? Oh, that's such a good question. Because this is a story about my childhood, like even though it's not me, it's totally going to go into the my childhood book that I have going on, because I really think that, you know, it lots of times actually I'm finding that I might not have pictures of me doing the thing, but if somebody else from my family is doing the thing, then that totally counts. So it still goes into the my childhood album. So I guess for me that makes sense. Kim says, I haven't had time to scrapbook in forever. Watching you play with all this stuff really makes me want to force myself to get out the stuff and work on some physical scrapbooking. Yay! That's super fun. And what is your title going to be? I may just go with this, You're So Cool, because like, I know that's not like the most creative title in the world, but and then, yeah, and I'm going to throw some journaling. Actually, it looks like I'm probably going to end up with journaling here and here, because I'm going to have a little bit more to tell. And if I find that I have too much to tell, I'll probably just put it on a piece that folds and then it sits and just have like an accordion piece that comes off of here, because that just happens sometimes. So I want another little cluster over here. So that looks like I need something right there. So yeah, there's got to be another little piece. So that's looking pretty good right now. I'm kind of liking this. I feel like there's nakedness up here. So if I change my mind, but no, naked is good. It's good. Leave empty spots. White space, Alice, white space. Be reserved. Be reserved. Tracy says, I haven't had time either. I do miss it. I need to just make time if life would cooperate. That's the thing. Like, sometimes it is just so crazy. I will confess, like, I am the worst about scrapbooking in the summer. I barely get any scrapbooking done in the summer. Scrapbooking is definitely a fall, winter, and like I live in Canada, that's a long season, like 10 months, you know? So, you know, there's 2 months of the year where I'm like, it's not scrapbook time right now. It is time for like being outside. Okay, so I'm gonna switch back. Marcia says, I like how the circle connects the photos, right? It's like brings it all together. Has that circle from the whole unicycle thing. Okay, switching cameras. There we go. Yay. This camera is so much better. I need to get one like that for here. But if they're called the same thing, then I can't figure out how to switch them because they have the same name and you can't reprogram them. I even asked Joe, so I know that I can't reprogram them. Yeah, so let's have a look here. We're going to open up a random number generator because it is time for our draw. So I get the honor and privilege and pleasure to give away a Flavors of the Month kit from the ScrapRoom. So you can find info about their Flavors of the Month kit. They're really inexpensive, I believe. They're so well curated, so well put together. You can get little extras. I've never had that pattern paper extra, and I'll tell you, that was quite a nice little bonus for me today. And having the embellishment kit add-ons, I love them. So I highly recommend them. And I'm going to be giving away a free Flavors of the Month kit. So we have 35 people here right now. Let me open up my participants list. There we go. I'm going to opened on a new screen. I have to find it. So we have 35. One of them is me. So that means your chance is out of 34. And we are going to hit the generate button. Generate. And what does it say? 11, right? 11. So let me count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Fancy Scrapper, you are our winner today. So congratulations. You will receive the kit. You need to send me an email to alice@alicebowl.com. Let me type that in here for you. Let me know that you are our Scrapbook Live winner for July, and I will pass on your information to Rochelle with the Scrap Room, and you will get the same kit that I got. So congratulations. She's like, oh my gosh, I love it when the winners like respond, so that I know like you've actually heard and you've seen. Yeah, and we will get you hooked up with your kit. So you'll get all 4 of those mini kits. They actually set aside that one so that you actually get the same one that I got to show today. And it is so, so sweet of them to offer up these prizes. I pay for my kit. So when I tell you I don't like a paper or whatever, I have no qualms over that. But they offer up these kits to share with us. And I am just so grateful that they do that because, you know, giving out fun free stuff is such a great thing to be able to do. My nail says, congratulations, enjoy your gift. I know that several of you have received one of these kits before. Some of you have shopped for them. I looked like Teresa earlier was pretty familiar. If you have anything that you'd like to share about your kits, I'd love to kind of hear like what you've thought about them. For me, it is just such a great way to have a great flavor, a little taste test of all of these different kits. And I'm going to confess, when I shop for myself, I see comments about my shirt. It's so cute, right? I love it. When I shop for myself, I buy way too many papers. I love pattern paper, so I just buy too many of them. And then, you know, I've used it for a while, and then it's kind of like, I want something new and something fresh and something that's going to be fun. And so getting these kits has been such a great way to try so many different paper collections. And you can see how well they're curated, right? You get your 3 sheets of pattern paper, 2 sheets of cardstock. Sometimes I use the cardstock, sometimes it just goes in my cardstock stash. But yeah, I keep the little kits together until I've kind of used what I want to use. And so I'm just super happy. Teresa says it's a great sample of new stuff and it curbs my want of the entire collection. Yeah. And like you saw today, like I had plenty of little pieces to dig into from all of these little die cut pieces. Like there was plenty of them, right? I found lots of little flowers and hearts and the "You're so cool" and the little things. And for me, that was plenty of little die cut pieces. And when I have leftover die cut pieces, I'm always like, what do I do with these, right? Like once I've used up my papers, I'm never sure what to do with those little pieces. And I don't feel like I have a huge investment left over in the pieces once I've put my pages together. So it's a little bit easier to kind of just let that leave my stash. Like sometimes I pick through, and if there's like words like this together, that might go into a new little stash, because words like that I find very useful. Sometimes little banner words like these ones I also really like. Hearts and something might go into a special spot. But if it's like, you know, just a little dog on a little bed or something, and I don't have a specific need for that, then that just might go from my stash. But yeah, it's been a really great way to get supplies for me that, you know, are exciting, but then I'm not like way over shopping. Because the thing about way over shopping is we put out all that money, we invest all that money into it, and then later on what we find ourselves is trying to figure out how to store it. Like that's the biggest part, right? Trying to figure out how to store all the things. Samantha says she scrapbooks more in the summer when the temperature is higher than 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Oh girl, I would not want to be like doing anything outside of that temperature. So I get that. Beth says she loves the ScrapRoom kits. The flavor is just enough for me most of the time, but I can also buy more if it turns out to be one that I'm crazy about. I've definitely had a few where I'm like, oh, this was good. I need some more of that. Or if I know I'm working on a bigger project, like maybe I need more sheets of this amazing plaid paper for a bigger project that I'm working so that you can keep using it. Or let's confess, this rainbow paper, I don't know why I would like something like this. Does anybody like know why I would like something like this? Right? So super fun when you find papers that just, feel fun to you. Angela says, I love their kits. They do a great job of picking the papers so that even if I don't care for a collection, I can flip the papers and use them in a different way. 100%. Like they're very good about making sure that those colors and everything works really well. Jackie says the kits are great. I usually get 2 layouts and a card or 2 from the scraps in each collection without a lot of leftovers. Andy says, I think they're great. I'm not a Jen Hadfield or Maggie Holmes fan. I don't throw rocks at me. I wouldn't. So sometimes I'm not sure what to do with those collections, but sometimes I can use them and it's still worth it to me. Yeah, there's always going to be collections where you're like, this one's a little more tricky. But for me, often it's like that opposite side. And Marcia said, I thought you were wearing a Doodlebug shirt. I know. I saw this. I was like, that has to be in my wardrobe. Sometimes you just know, you see something and it's like, that is for me. It was made for me. Yeah, so fun. So yeah, that is what I have put together for today. I actually don't have plans for a second page today at all. I don't know. I just don't. So I guess I will either chat off your ear for a little bit and then we'll wrap things up. Yeah, did I miss any of the comments here? They kind of came in a little bit together. Yeah, no, I think I got, yeah, I have been on hiatus from the podcast and, I was listening to a Stacey Julian podcast earlier today. I didn't quite get finished the whole thing as I was prepping for things here, but I was listening to her podcast and oh my gosh, it was making me itchy to get started back into that again. With my swim coaching, I just found like I just didn't have the hours that I put into it. And Marsha's asking, is there a Scrap Smarter experience planned for fall? No, I just got too sick too many times and I just couldn't bring it together for myself. I was starting to feel really stressed and I was like, this is not a good feeling. And I thought we'll have to take a break from it. And that was a really hard call to make because I felt like I love the event so much, but I was unwilling to try to scramble to put it together and not be happy with what I could put together. So I wanted to be able to do it right. So I'm looking at different dates, different opportunities. I was so sad because I'm like, August, this is the thing. Yeah. And I just said, no, it's gotta be what it is. And scrapbooking for me is fun. Hosting events with you is so fun. But if I'm not having fun, then I'm doing something wrong. And so I was having like this, I feel like I just didn't want to because I was getting stressed about it. And that stress was like making me not want to. And I'm like, I think I have something to listen to here. And I'm like usually just like that bulldozer and I'll just plow through it. And I'm like, So Heather says she has a poppy. I gotta see this. Okay, Heather, let's bring you up on a spotlight.
This is Chase.
Oh, it's so lovely. What kind of dog is that?
He's a Maltipoo. He's the reason I'm not scrapbooking right now.
So cute. We used to have a cockapoo
Mhm.
years ago, and the mother of our dog looked a lot like that. Like she was so fluffy. Oh my gosh. So there we go. Puppies in the house.
Puppies
Uh,
in the house.
yeah. So how long have you had your puppy, Heather?
We've had him for about 3 months now.
Aw,
So
fun. It's been hilarious because my mom actually got a puppy right before Christmas. Oh, the dramas. The dramas.
it's like having babies all over again. Because good thing is he sleeps about 7 hours straight at night, and then he gets up, does his business, and we go back to bed. So, and now he wants to go run.
Awesome. Well, thank you for showing us your puppy. Very
I
cute.
figured since you weren't feeling well, he's a good stress reliever.
I know. And like I I was good. Like I was sick in April and then things were a scramble for May, and I'd missed a bunch of our happy at home series that we were doing in April, and I feel really sad about it. And actually I kind of thought maybe we would see if I could do a little bit more of it this fall, because I did that one year where I did 2 sessions a week through one of the months because I didn't feel like I'd had enough of it that year. And I happen to have picked up some new different little things to play with. So these are the Crafters Workshop stencil butters. So those looked really nice, and I wanted a chance to play with those. But I also picked up some of the Simon Hurley lunar paste, and I wanted to have a chance to play with those. And while I was in a real store, I was able to fill in a couple colors that I didn't have for my alcohol inks. So all things that I very much enjoy playing with. So that was something that I would like to play with again. So whether it becomes part of a happy at home series, but I got really cut off in April when I had to quit early, and I was like, I am not done this. I am not done. So yeah, and then yeah, Evelyn, so Scrap Smarter. Yeah, we won't be able to do it in August, but I am looking at alternate dates because I don't want to completely forget about it or anything. I find that the January date is extremely hard to pull off. So if something comes together for this fall, I'm not ruling that out right now, but August was just not going to work. So not October, says Eddie. October's too busy. I know. Yeah. And it's our Thanksgiving here too. So and my birthday. So I agree. October is a busy one. Yeah, so we'll see what I can do and if it can work out for dates. I have somebody that I really wanted to bring on as a keynote speaker. So I've started that discussion, but we didn't kind of get past that first beginning of the discussion. So it's a little bit of coordination. I imagine it's a lot to pull together. It's a bit of coordination and making sure that we have a variety of teachers with a variety of skills that they can present, getting teachers to understand that the classes need to be designed so that they are teaching you skills rather than teaching you a project. So many teachers are so used to project-based learning that it's a different thing. So there's definitely some planning that goes into bringing that together. Evelyn says that works for me because August is crazy for me. And yeah, this was my first August where I was back full-time as a swim coach too. So I'm sure that has all played into part of it, and why I thought that would just like totally be easy. I don't know. Like totally. Yeah, we had some complications with swimming this year. We normally attend about 10 swim meets in our short season. Like we start in the beginning of May, and by June we're attending 3 swim meets every month generally, and then so we go until mid-August. So we end up with 10, but 3 of our pools in our region that we usually attend meets at were closed this year. So that has changed things. And then a fourth one had a meet scheduled, and then they ended up having to cancel because some pipes broke at their pool. And yeah, it's just been a super strange year as far as that. And you're coming back with kids that haven't swam for 3 years, so the skills are lacking. Lacking. It's not quite the level of swimming that we always get to by the end of a season, but yeah, it's interesting. I just love working with the kids. It's been a lot of fun. It's very rewarding. So I'm glad that I was able to make time for it. My husband's like, no camping for us then this year, huh? I'm like, no. When you coach Monday to Thursday and go to swim meets every Saturday, actually I'll be at a swim meet tonight and tomorrow actually, then it's a lot. So yeah, everyone says you're a busy lady. It's how I like it. It's how I like it. And it's great until there's too many things or I get sick, right? And if I get sick, then that really puts a wrench in things. But I was really happy to be able to put together our load mini that we did with the Barbie, because it just brought me so much back into the fun of what we do. So yeah, thank you. Stay healthy. I'm like, absolutely. That is the goal. Stay healthy. So yeah, super fun. So yeah, lots of fun with that. Has anybody been making something today that would like to do a show and tell before we wrap up? Because I definitely would love to see what you're up to if you've been playing or creating, whether it's card making or doing scrapbook pages. I don't have this one all put together yet with all the little pieces, but that seemed to go very well for me today. So I was really happy about that. I did have to make a sympathy card recently, and I think I had just had like such a good inspiration. So I took a picture of it. I'm sure that I took a picture of it. Oh yes, I did. Okay, so I'll have to just hold this up like this. But this is the sympathy card that I made. And I kind of did it like half gray tone and then half color. And the color side has a little bit of glitter because, glitter. And I just thought it was really pretty, and it was for a friend. Waynell says she has a page done. Did you want to show and tell? And Sharon says she has a card done. So if you want to turn your mic on, Waynell, I can bring you up for a spotlight. There we go.
Okay. This is another one of the prom groups of pictures that I had from Jaylyn, my granddaughter's prom this year. And this is a real nice, sweet picture. And this one, they made all kinds of faces and stuff for fun. So I got that done today.
Love it. The paper's perfect, right? Because it has like all the colors with all the dresses.
Yeah, together in the middle, like a kaleidoscope type thing.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, it helped because they all had different colors on.
Yeah.
So,
well, you kind of want to have your own thing, so like you can have your own dress so you stand out, right?
yeah. Well, and in my journaling, I put these girls always run around in athletic shorts and t-shirts. So when they have an occasion to dress up, they get dressed up and very pretty, but they still have fun. They're teenage girls.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome.
But I had done one or two layouts about prom back in the May load. So I still have some pictures to do, and I'm trying to get those done.
Fun. It's nice having some nice pictures sometimes, right? Like when you have like a really nice picture to work with, like I'll tell you, like sometimes digging into the stash of old pictures that I have, when you're like looking at your childhood, you're like, what am I going to do with this? Right? Like it becomes a big issue because you just don't have anything that's really beautiful for photos lots of times. But you make do. You just make do with what you got.
Right.
Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you.
Sharon, you said you had a card. Did you want to share it with us? There we go.
I wanted to share this because of what color, how your shirt is. Because this is a kind of a rainbow challenge. So it's kind of rainbow colors.
And did you ink that background? Like, was it a die cut that you inked, or a cut file, I mean?
That is a gifted die cut from a friend who in Australia. She mailed it with a card to me. And had a frame around it, but it wouldn't fit on the card. So I cut the frame off and had a hard time. I wanted to put another color in back of it, but not another color looked good. Are you seeing it right? It looks backwards to me.
No, I see it right. Yeah, Zoom
Okay.
is funny that way.
This is on Split Coast for the past week, we've been doing Dare to Get Dirty challenges. And one of the challenges came up today to do the rainbow colors. So I hope this is a good submission for that.
Looks like you did a fabulous job.
I had to show it to you because of your shirt and what the rainbow paper that you were working with.
Yeah, I love it. Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Okay. Let's see. Last call. Is there anyone else that has made something fun that we should all see? I didn't see anything else. But yeah, this has been wonderful. Thank you so much, everyone, for hanging out with me today. And yeah, I can't wait to get this finished and add some journaling. I'm like gonna have to sit and do the journaling on the side before I take it right to the paper. I tend to be like spontaneous and take to the paper, but then I know I'm gonna run out of space on this one. I got lots to say apparently about unicycles, so lots of fun. Thank you so much for hanging out. Scrap Happy members, the rest of the calendar is all out. In fact, I have added almost all of the August calendar as well, because wanted to give you enough heads up since it's summer season for many of us. And I think we just have to add our August scrap school to the calendar. So I have to get in touch with Sarah as to which day she'd like to do for that. But yeah, everything else is on the calendar. I look forward to seeing you at our events. If you're not a Scrap Happy member and you're thinking, hey, this kind of sounds interesting, come and check us out at scraphappy.org. Membership runs for a full 12 months from the time that you sign up. And we have lots of different monthly activities and events. And we're so happy to have you check out our Scrap Happy family. Everyone says, thanks so much. Very excited for Sarah's scrap school. Me too. So last month she talked about, oh shoot. And this month she's doing texture. So what did we do? Stencils. Did we do stencils? And we did something. It was good. And then now we were doing the texture part. Sorry. I'm like, I had it in my head, and then monochromatic. Thank you. And then we were going to talk about adding with texture. So thank you so much, Wynell. I'm like, my nugget granddaughter is done with spaghetti, moving on to cheese sticks. It sounds like it's time for a wrap. So thank you so much for joining us. We are going to be back with the next Scrapbook Live again next month. And you can actually access the free Scrap Happy calendar, where I put any of the free events that you can get involved in. And that's also available on the scraphappy.org site. Just look under the free events and you'll be able to see a link to the calendar there that you can follow. And members, of course, we have our calendar in our Circle community, and you can follow that calendar so it gets converted to your own time zone, so that we don't have like the, oh my gosh, what time are things supposed to be at? So that can be done right there too. Awesome. Okay, well, thank you everyone, and happy scrapping. I will see you soon.